Hey guys, so this is going to be a video, another trap set series video. This will be on a flat set. This is more of a post set in my opinion, but I think this would classify as a flat set. Basically a flat set, you take and you put your trap against something that stands out with the rest. So as you guys could see, it's nice and green. The water's really low here. I would trap this during when there's ice on the pond here. But we just got this tree right here. And it's perfect, it's natural, it's always been here. I would set it if there was ice because it sticks out a little bit, not very much out of the water, but about 8-10 inches is perfect. But I'm just going to take my trap and set it right here. Like I said, if there's a plant that's sticking out, if you're out in the middle of a field, maybe there's a piece of yucca or sagebrush or a little tree that's starting to come up 12 inches high or something. Just something out of the ordinary. If you're out in a wheat field, there's a piece of corn out there, set that. Whatever. If there's a rock that stands out, you can move a rock. Take a big, huge rock. I don't see one around here that I could show as an example, but just basically anything that stands out. There's a lot of green right here, so I'll get some of that knocked out of the way to film. And I did put my stuff in my basket, or my little bag. I don't think I'm going to use this bag this year. I might at the beginning of the year, but eventually I'm going to have a closed bag. It's just easier and snow doesn't get in it. 'Cause most of the time, like last year, there was times I was walking about 3/4 mile out in the middle of the field or half mile, whatever. So I was catching stuff, so it was worth it for me to do. But by the time I got back, I'd put this in my sled so that way I could carry this, and all of my traps were in that sled, and my weasel boxes, and I had all my trapping stuff in that sled. And I would just take it everywhere, even if I didn't need all that stuff. It was easy because it was in the sled, but by the time I'd get back to the pickup, it was full of snow. So all my stuff would be wet. I'd have to take it out, lay it out in my trapping shed, get it all cleaned up for the next day to go. So this year I think a closed bag with a hard bottom is what I'm going to go with. And I won't use my sled as much. I'll take my sled, but I'm just going to take the traps I need. Limit it down to like 2 traps each, except for my 1.75s or 2s, whatever I buy this year. If I have some money, I'm going to buy 2-3 dozen. But let's get on this, and I'm going to clear it out a bit here first, and so you guys can see what I'm doing. But this is a pretty easy set. It's very effective for coyotes, bobcat, coon, anything you can catch in a flat set. Most people prefer a flat set over a dirt hole. Like I said, if I could only choose one set, it'd be a dirt hole. I'm just more confident in it or whatever not, but that's just me. But flat set does work. First thing as usual, put on your gloves. If you guys have rubber gloves, like you go through the trapping, I'll go through the trapping catalog and show you guys. I use them for water trapping. These Ansell Projects brand. They work really good for me. They're coated on the bottom, soft up top. I trap when it's hot or cold, so as soon as trapping season opens, now we don't have a season, but as soon as the fur's good, I start. So we'll just go first, dig out our trap bed. Again, offset it 4 inches or 3 inches to the right or left, and then about, you know, the pan about 8 to 10 inches back. Just get you a good small trap bed, as small as possible. And if I was to anchor this, this tree doesn't go down very far. If I was targeting coon only, I would just put one of my cables around the bottom there. For coyote, I wouldn't. If I was trapping when it was winter, I would, because I know it'd be frozen pretty good. But beginning of season, it'd be probably a earth anchor, or rebar is my favorite. You gotta drag it, but the road's right there. Just put all that dirt in your sifter and I know pretty well now. Been trapping 3 years, so I got the idea of what I'm doing for any size set. But you just want it the size of your trap. If you're new, you know, set your trap and keep checking it. So I'm just going to grab my trap out now. I think that's pretty close to what got. I'm setting an MB550 again. Nice little trap, one of my favorites. But as you can see, we just got a nice bed there for the trap to sit in. I'll have to fill it in a little bit, but not bad. If you had a long spring, that would be a really good option here because the ground is moist. And long springs bed awesomely. They're so easy to get bedded. I'll be honest, like long spring you could set in the ground and it almost wouldn't move. So this is really tight fit there, but that's perfect. Don't want it to move at all. As you can see, got the dog towards the object or to the side, one way or the other. Doesn't matter as long as it's not this way, because he'll step on that and he'll get finger caught or whatever else. You don't want that. You want him to have a nice pad catch up here. So I'm just gonna bed this trap nice and solid, more than it is even now. I really wish I was setting this to keep it here for a couple days, because it's going to be a nice packed in set. This is good dirt. And then, like I said, between the jaws, you don't put your dirt. You'll use peat moss or pan covers. You can make your own pan covers. Take some coffee filters, piece of toilet paper will work. Just tear a coffee filter in half and that's perfect. I actually grabbed some pan covers today to demonstrate with that I made out of a screen. They're not my favorite though. But as you can see, hope you guys can see at least, as I push this side of the trap, that side is not moving. That's what you want. You don't want that trap to move at all. It's slightest movement, especially a coon or a fox. If you have a gray fox around, you're gonna know it because they're gonna dig it right up. But these are just what I made for my pan covers. And I should have went underneath one of the jaws, but that's okay. Don't need to worry about it. Just set it on there like so. Over so the dirt doesn't get between there and the pan. And remember where your pan's at. It's really important. And you'll just sift over it with your dirt you dug up here. So I know where my pan's at, I hope. I'm just going to uncover it. Just the pan. And then around it, I'm just going to pack it in. Put a little bit more dirt on there. And then just take this dirt and throw it back there. Done with that dirt. Put your tools away as you use them. It makes it easier. Even if you guys decide to not use earth anchors, make an earth anchor driver. I use this driver more than anything, I think. It's just a piece of 3/8 inch smooth rod with a nut welded to the top and a point on it. Works great, but I also have a tool I got from John Graham, I believe his name is. It's this thing, and then one of his friends made a bunch of them, and I made a couple of them. All it is a piece of smooth rod. I'm not sure the size, probably 3/16. Bent there. It's got a little bit of a curve here, but not too bad. And then it's got a piece of steel welded onto that small smooth rod, and then just a piece of hose on it. And all I do with this is I'm going to take and poke one hole in that way on this tree at the base, and I angle them, one going that way, one going that way, and just ream it out a little bit, and one here, and just ream it out a little bit. Put the tool back, kind of stick your finger down in there, get it reamed out a little better, and then I'll put lure in that hole. That'll be my lure hole. In that hole I'm going to have bait in. And then for a flat set, I always use urine, so I'm just going to spray some urine up here. Or if you wanted to take some and Gusto or some call lure, put it on the top, that works too. But that's a completed set. I'll even go a little bit farther, pull up some of this stuff, break it up. Now obviously this will die in a couple days, so it's gonna not look as natural, so you'll spread it around even a little bit more everywhere and it'll look natural after a few days then. Break it up really small, don't put any on the pan. And this helps for non-trappers, trap thieves. They aren't gonna know you're here with this, doing this, blending it in. That's the goal. You don't want people to know you're in the area. I only had one trap stolen, and I had a catch in it, I know, because there was a circle there, so I know I had my traps pretty good. I have had catches stolen multiple times on private property, strapping along the road, and twice I had pretty sure coyote stolen, but it's the way it goes, I guess. But that's the finished set. Can't hardly tell it's there. My trap is right there. Pan's right there. The pan is the lowest spot right there, so he's gonna step right there. But that's it. I'm gonna do a mound set too, and tomorrow, and show you guys that. It's basically a dirt hole variation, so I'll show you guys that tomorrow. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe and show the channel some love.